I follow this guy, King Randall, on Twitter. He's doing his best to help young black men. What does he get in return? A completely trashed school. I'm completely disgusted.
We have to get out and go do for self in our own communities.
So, okay, so define do for self.
When I say do for self, you shared one of my tweets, my videos, and I was actually a big fan of yours, but you shared one of my tweets when I said black people need to stop begging the government and go and do for self out in our communities. You shared the video and called me an idiot. I didn't see anything idiotic about that statement at all.
So when you say do for self, like what? Explain that.
Okay, for example, here in Albany, Georgia, we complain about our school systems a lot. Many of our young men can't read. They have very horrible literacy rates. We don't have any rehab programs here for juvenile offenders. What I decided to do, I started a program 2 years ago, decided to do for self, and I started taking children into my home. I started taking custody of kids from juvenile court, and I started molding them and training them and teaching them skill trades, etc. Now I'm 21 years old. I just purchased a school here in Albany, Georgia, to combat us being in the government-funded schools that are not teaching our children what they need to learn.
Hey, welcome back to the channel. It's your man Wise, back at it again. Today, honestly, you know what? It's sad. It's a sad day, honestly. I can't believe I am reacting to what I am about to react to, but I got to do it. Black liberals lose it when Brother King Randall teaches kids how to conduct themselves properly or respectfully when dealing with the police. Now, I'm one of those kind of people. I think that you should just respect people, period. So if you find yourself in a situation where you are in a run-in with the police, you should treat them the way that you would like to be treated. Be respectful, answer their questions, give them what they ask for, and go on about your business. What's so hard about that? It's really sad that we live in a place where people don't want young folks to learn how to be respectful and to be respectful of authority. It's really ridiculous, in my opinion. Before we get into the videos, please make sure you like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Drop me a comment down below. I appreciate all the love and support. AskWiseToday@gmail.com is the best way to get a hold of me. And before we get into this video, we must have a quick word from our sponsor, Young G's Barbecue Sauce.
There are plenty of things to be grateful for this time of year. Family, friends, good company, and good eats. That's right, we'd like to extend our gratitude for making us a part of this great American holiday. Young G's Barbecue Sauce. Thank you, America. That's right.
Get you some Young G's Barbecue Sauce today. Link down in the description box below. Support a service, disabled, veteran-owned organization. Not only is this barbecue sauce good, it is good for you, gluten-free, low in sodium, and absolutely no high fructose corn syrup. Get you some Young G's Barbecue Sauce today.
In keeping with my promise to elevate black voices that deserve to be heard and are completely ignored by everyone else in the media, we have a follow-up tonight on a story we brought you back in May, the story of 22-year-old King Randall. Now, King's group, the Extra Boys, has empowered his community at-risk youth by not only giving them a safe space, a safe place, but also through education. And he's also not just teaching out of a textbook. King teaches his kids everything from how to change a tire to how to mow a lawn. When we last spoke with King, King was battling with his local school board leadership, who was doing everything possible to keep him from opening his own school. People said it was impossible for this 22-year-old kid to run a school, but he's defying the odds and is now set to open up his first school next fall. King Randall is the founder of the Extra Boys, and he joins me now with an update. King, always so proud of you, brother. How were you able to do this? Because they were throwing everything at you.
Man, Lawrence, I'll say this. I believe, that anybody who says that something can't be done doesn't know my God. And I think that's extremely important for us to know. We have to make sure that we are creating competing machines for these different progressive systems that are plaguing and destroying our communities. Our children are failing at reading. Our children are failing at many different things in our local hometown of Albany, Georgia. But here we are trying to help our young men and push them forward by creating this program called X for Boys. We read with them weekly. This is every week. We do workshops with them. We teach them firearms training. We teach them how to work on cars. We teach them how to work on houses. They've done welding, many different things, just trying to give them an idea of how to make it and how to survive, how to make it happen. These children just need to see possible. And so many of our children in the city of Albany don't get to see possible. But right now, they're going to see a 22-year-old young man who's not too far out from age from any of the boys in the program. They're going to see me open up my own school in fall of 2022, and we're going to flourish. They told me that it was going to be impossible to run our school on private donors, yet here our private donors have shown up in 24 hours for us to raise $50,000 for renovations on our new 3 buildings that we purchased. So here we are defying the odds because they don't know my God.
So, King, I guess my big question, it's almost rhetorical. Why don't we hear more stories like you out there? Because they exist. I try to cover them every week.
I'll definitely say many of our favorite black leaders whom are pushed in the media, whom have their fists up, etc., are more focused on, the different ideologies that are kind of plaguing our communities. I always say, people have accused me of getting funding from the GOP, etc. I'm like, actually, I haven't gotten a call from the GOP, but your favorite black voices are being paid by this same system that you claim is oppressing you. But you get mad at me and call me a sellout for not selling out to the system. This is what we deal with. I remember one of the biggest catchphrases for Black Lives Matter was, "I can't breathe." Well, we have so many young black men in our cities that are saying right now that they can't breathe, yet they're standing around. They have so much energy for young black men after they're dead, but we need to be fighting for young black men before they die.
Maybe the GOP should call you. Maybe every conservative organization that is focused on outreach should reach out to you.
That was great to see. And when he said, "You don't know my God," when all the naysayers out there told him, "You're not going to be able to start this school. You're not going to get the funding to start this school." And he said, "You don't know my God." And he is absolutely right. Anything is possible. All things are possible. When you put God in it, there is no limit. The real sad part is the people out here hating on this young brother, 22 years old. This is a couple years back, so I'm assuming that he's probably 24, 25 now. The school, it does exist. Y'all seen the clip at the beginning of the video where the school, they opened the school and the people down there vandalized the school. They fought that brother tooth and nail to open this school, mainly black people. The teachers union, which is obviously liberal and Democrat led, they fought this brother left and right, tooth and nail, to keep this school from opening. It's open because of our God. Because again, when God is in it, there is no limit. I got some videos to show you guys. I want to start with one of the biggest Democrat shields out there. The people that are opposing him and pushing back on his idea of school and do for self are liberals, mainly liberal black people. Can someone in the comment section tell me why, when all the liberals talk about is white supremacy, white supremacy, white supremacy is keeping black folks down, why have they been in the way of this brother doing something positive for his community? Can somebody let me know down in the comment section? Give me 1 second. Let me slide this video in.
We have to get out and go do for self in our own communities.
So, so define do for self.
When I say do for self, you shared one of my tweets, my videos, and I was actually a big fan of yours, but you shared one of my tweets when I said black people need to stop begging the government and go and do for self out in our communities. You shared the video and called me an idiot. I didn't see anything idiotic about that statement at all.
So when you say do for self, like what? Explain that.
Okay, for example, here in Albany, Georgia, we complain about our school systems a lot. Many of our young men can't read. They have very horrible literacy rates. We don't have any rehab programs here for juvenile offenders. What I decided to do, I started a program 2 years ago, decided to do for self, and I started taking children into my home. I started taking custody of kids from juvenile court, and I started molding them and training them and teaching them the skilled trades, etc. Now I'm 21 years old. I just purchased a school here in Albany, Georgia, to combat us being in the government-funded schools that are not teaching our children what they need to learn.
You see that? Roly-Poly Martin, Democrat Shield, calls this young brother an idiot for telling folks we need to do for self. Stop depending on the government and get out and do something for yourself. See, this race hustling industry, it's a multi-billion-dollar industry. And see, if black folks start to wake up and start to realize that, hey, less government is better for us, less government is better, let's pool the resources, start buying businesses, start starting schools, start teaching and training your own people. If we do that, a lot of folks will be out of jobs. And that's why they are completely against it. Now, see, they'll tell you, oh, it's white supremacy. It's the Republicans, it's conservatives, it's white Christian nationalists that want to keep you down. It's them. That's what they'll tell you. But in all actuality, it's people like Roland Martin. It's people like Ben Crump. Oh, you wait till I get into the next video and you see the things that this brother is doing and the pushback and the vitriol that he's receiving from teaching young black men how to live productive lives in the United States of America. Check this out.
How you doing, sir?
Doing good.
First thing I want to do is already have my stuff ready, okay?
Yes, sir.
You don't want to get to the freaking car, and when he gets to the car, and you got to go fumbling around looking for stuff, right?
Yes, sir.
Why don't we want to fumble around looking for stuff? Exactly. They're going to feel unsafe, you understand?
Yes, sir.
So regardless of whether they should or shouldn't feel unsafe, that makes somebody feel unsafe, you fumbling around, because things happen, right?
Yes, sir.
So when they get there, the first thing you want to do is already have your license ready and have your hands on the steering wheel, you understand?
Yes, sir.
Have your hands on the steering wheel, why?
Because before they don't think you reach for nothing.
So you're not reaching for stuff, right?
Yes, sir.
All right, cool. And another thing I want to do, I'm going to let all my windows down, okay? I ain't got nothing to hide, right?
Yes, sir.
I'm going to let all my windows down in the car. And if it's nighttime, I'm going to turn the car light on so he can see everything in the car, right?
Yes, sir.
Why am I doing that?
So he don't think you trying to hide nothing or somebody trying to hide something for you.
Exactly. Everybody feels safe, right?
Yes, sir.
So we already starting the stop off great. He probably in a good mood that I done let the window down. I done turned the lights on. He probably in a better mood now, right?
Yes, sir.
All right, so boom. He going to come to the car? Yes, sir. All right, cool. So he gonna get my license. He may or may not go back to the car, which they usually do. They're gonna basically check your name, see if you got any warrants, if your license suspended, blah blah blah. But you sit tight and just wait for him to finish. Good?
Yes, sir.
All right, cool. He's coming back, bring my license. He's probably gonna give me a ticket for not having my seatbelt on. Now, what's the wrong thing to do if I'm getting pulled over and he come up to the car?
Run.
Nah, run? We're not gonna run. And what's another thing we're not gonna do? Talk back. Cussing, talking smack, all that stuff, right?
Yes, sir.
We're not doing none of that number if we get pulled over. We're not talking smack, we're not cussing, we're not telling them what our rights is, blase, blase, blah. We're not doing none of that, you understand?
Yes, sir.
We're trying to get home, and he trying to get home, cool?
Yes, sir.
We're just trying to make sure everybody stays safe, because if we start talking smack, now what if he decide not to give me a ticket because I was being cool and I let my windows down and all that, right?
Yes, sir.
But if I decide to, well, I had my seatbelt on, I just took it off when you came up here. He gonna get upset, right?
Yes,
Because
sir.
he know you lying. So the best thing to do, also when you get pulled over, is to tell the truth, right?
Yes, sir.
Another thing you don't want to do, if you look inside my truck right there, what I got like on my windshield right there? It's a dash cam. It's a dash cam. You don't want to, if you can encourage your mama, or whenever you get a license, you want to make sure that you have a dash cam in your vehicle as a second precaution. So for insurance purposes, get in an accident, you want to have an inside and an outside dash cam. You understand?
Yes, sir.
Make sure you keep that in your vehicle. We good?
Yes, sir.
All right. So now let's say he has to pull me out the car.
So could you step out the car for me?
Is there a reason I need to step out the car?
The license came back suspended. So could you step out the car?
Okay. Your license come back to suspended, you got to step out the car. I'm not going to be like, oh, well, ain't no way. No. Just go ahead and do it. Good?
Yes, sir.
Why we ain't arguing with him?
It's gonna make him mad.
We're gonna make him mad. We might just escalate the stop. You understand?
Yes, sir.
All right, the license could be suspended. Now he can say he smelled marijuana, right?
Yes, sir.
If he says he smelled marijuana, there is nothing that you can do about it. You understand?
Yes, sir.
Get out the car. You understand?
Yes, sir.
If he say he smelled weed, just get out. We not fussing and fighting on the side of the road. You understand?
Yes, sir.
So, have there been situations where people have done everything absolutely right and something still happened? Sure, but is that happening all the time? No, that's not happening every day. That's not happening every time somebody get pulled over. Most people have a basic stop every day, just like this, where they get pulled over, they take their ticket, and they go on by their day. You understand?
Yes, sir.
So don't let nobody make you feel scared of the cops or anything like that, but you also want to make sure you take the proper precautions so you still have a good stop. You understand?
Yes, sir.
And of course, the best way to not have to interact with the police is what? Not break the law, right?
Now, would you guys believe that there are people on X complaining about what he was teaching these young men? Can somebody in the comment section let me know, where was he wrong? Did he miss something? Did he miss a step? What is wrong with teaching young people to be respectful of authority? Whether that's the police, your parents, a manager at work, a co-worker at work. What is wrong with teaching children to be respectful? It's just mind-boggling to me that people are upset at this young man for teaching a group of young children, young boys, how to conduct themselves when they find themselves in a run-in with the police. More times than not, if you stay calm and be respectful, you're going to get your ticket or a warning and be on about your way. But soon as you jump bad, you get upset. You escalate the stop greater than what it needs to be. In the cop's mind, they're thinking this he's got something to hide. So now they got a probe. And more times than not, they tend to, as high as you will take it, they'll meet you wherever it is that you take it. So if you are respectful, more times than not, you will get respect. I don't see anything wrong with what Brother Randall is teaching these children. And just so you guys know, these kids that he's dealing with, these aren't a lot of the kids that are coming from two-parent households. They're not coming from, strong family environments. These kids are coming from broken homes. They're coming from single parent, single mother-led homes. These kids, a lot of them have already been in trouble with the law. They've already been in jail. They've already been in the juvenile system already. So he's taking those children and teaching them. And those children, they need this. They need the structure. They need to know how to act. A lot of people were upset with the fact that he was teaching these kids to say yes, sir, and no, sir, when they're dealing with adults, when they're dealing with their elders. Yes, ma'am, no, ma'am. When you're dealing with elders, that's just being respectful. I taught my children that. I still use that. When I'm dealing with people out and about, even if they're the same age as me, if I catch someone everywhere at the store, especially if it's an elder, they're definitely getting a yes, sir, or yes, ma'am. No, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. No, ma'am. Yes, sir. They're definitely getting it because that's just being respectful. And I believe in treating people how I want to be treated. And people were upset behind it. It makes absolutely no sense to me. You can't say you're for the betterment of black people and you want to see black people be better, but then you hate on a brother like this for trying to teach our young people how to be productive citizens in this country. How he's teaching these kids that they're not a victim. You have control of your own destiny. Can somebody make that make sense for me? Why are these people upset? Why are they upset? I know why they're upset because, like I said, there is an industry around the destruction, the death and the destruction and the immorality of the black community. It's big business. They would prefer you to act a fool and be killed so they can go and jump on TV and make some money off of you. Black Lives Matter, Ben Crump, Al Sharpton. That's their preference. There's no money in black people doing for themselves, being respectful to each other, being productive citizens. There's no money in it for them. So they would prefer for you to act a fool. That's why when you look at the liberal media, they'll push the worst artists in front of you, the worst rappers, male and female, the worst. They don't want anybody that's giving you anything with a positive message. They don't want any faith hop. They want to continue to push hip hop because hip hop has been destructive over the past 30 years. And then they'll turn around and give you a hip hop task force. Let that sink in. Before we get out of here, I got one more video you guys got to check out. Watch this.
There's been so much negative and crazy commentary for me trying to teach our students how to interact with the police. And this is just a routine traffic stop. Like if you were speeding or, you know, your tail lights out or whatever, just tell them to be polite, let the windows down, have their hands on the steering wheel, have their license ready when they get there. You know, the basic stuff. So that way you don't have to go reaching, etc. I have been called all types of coons and sellouts and degenerates and Harriet would have left me hanging, etc. just for simply teaching the kids to be polite if the police pull them over.
It's flat out ridiculous, man. Flat out ridiculous that this brother has to go through this for doing something so positive, doing something so great. The people down in Albany should be giving this man the key to the city, and cities around the country should be reaching out to him, or people in cities around the country should be reaching out to him to figure out how can we implement what you're doing down there in Albany where we live at. Because we know that there is a multitude of places that could use an ex-academy for boys. There's a crisis going on right now. A crisis going on right now all around the country. And to be honest with you, it's not really just a black thing. It's a poor thing, because we know that if you grow up in poverty or near poverty, the likelihood of you getting into crime, the likelihood that your family environment is positive is very low. But you let these liberal Democrat shields tell you he's a sellout, he's a coon, he's a Sambo, because he's teaching these kids how to do the right thing. He's teaching these kids how to be productive citizens. He's teaching these kids how to do for self, how to potentially become business owners so they can hire people and be employers opposed to being an employee. But again, like I said, race hustling is a multi-billion-dollar industry. And if we start to have these types of brothers pop up all around the country, putting schools together, taking these young boys out of these single parent led households, teaching them how to be young men, how to be productive. Everybody's not college bound. Some people need to learn a trade. There's money in lawn service companies. There's money in hauling garbage. There's money in power washing. Everything isn't about college. And these are opportunities that you can jump off with $2,000, $3,000. Hauling garbage, get a truck. Probably cost you a little more than $2,000 or $3,000. But if you can get you an old pickup truck, you can start making money today. Put an ad out on Craigslist or Angie's List, letting it be known that, hey, I'll come pick your garbage up. You got some heavy stuff that need, and these people you can make $200, $300, $400 a day just hauling away garbage and things of that nature, or bulk garbage from people's homes. What is wrong with teaching young people how to get out here and get it for themselves in one of the greatest capitalistic nations to ever exist? They want to keep telling you that you are a victim. They want to keep telling you that the white man is holding you back. White supremacy is keeping you back. But when this guy steps out there, they actually show you who's holding who back. It rears its ugly head really fast. Did you see the vitriol that came from Roland Martin, Mr. Pro Blackity Black, sitting there with a dashiki on, but telling this young black man that he shouldn't even be thinking about teaching young kids to do for self? If that right there doesn't tell you exactly who these people are, I don't know what will tell you. Please make sure you like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Drop me a comment down below. I appreciate all the love and support. Keep God first in your life, and I'll catch up with y'all next time. Peace.